time I was a nanny for a kid who was genuinely possessed. First red flag about this child is that they had an imaginary friend named Toto. This child and Toto would hang out for hours talking to each other, whispering to each other, but as soon as any adult walked into the room, silence. As cliche as this sounds, this family had a tire swing. What is going on? This family had a tire swing in their backyard, and this child and Toto would hang out at the tire swing all day long. One day, this child comes home with a dead frog, says that it's a gift from Toto. I swear this sounds like something out of a movie. I made the child leave the frog outside until their parents got home, and apparently this really upset Toto. I know what you're all thinking, because I was thinking the same thing. This is just a kid with a very big imagination. This is where things start to get a little creepy. Parents had warned me that this child had a habit of sleepwalking, and if I ever caught them sleepwalking, that it was normal and not to wake the child. On multiple occasions, this child would sleepwalk to the chalkboard and draw weird hieroglyphic, satanic, illuminatic symbols. At this point, I was really freaked out. I brought it up to the parents and they said that it was completely normal. I decided to entertain the idea of Toto's existence just to try and get a little bit more information out of this kid. The first thing I learned about Toto is how she was an orphan. She had no parents, and apparently what happened to her parents is that they died in a house fire. So Toto was in need of friends, which is how she found this child, how she befriended this child. Now, it wasn't only the child who gave really creepy vibes, but it was the entire house. One time, the mom was working from home. I saw her walk from her bedroom to the child's bedroom across the hall. As I saw her walking, I said hello, but she did not turn to me. She did not say anything. She just kept on walking. Literally 30 seconds later, I see the mom walk from her bedroom over to the child's bedroom, just like she did 30 seconds ago. She turned to me and asked me what was wrong. Did not even know what to say. She could tell that something was very wrong, and I explained to her that I just saw her walk from her room to her child's room twice. She looked at me like I was the crazy one. Another really weird thing about their house was that one time I gifted them a plant and it died within days. Guess what kind of plant it was? A cactus. A plant you don't even need to water. I'm almost out of time, but be sure to like and follow for part 2 because this story gets so creepy. So here is part 2. First thing I want to say is that while I was nannying in this house, I always felt like I was being watched. Like before anything creepy had happened, I always just felt like there was something there. Like I was always looking over my shoulder. This one time, I genuinely went crazy checking every appliance, every outlet, every electronic in the house because the whole house smelled like smoke. And I thought something was burning. But it wasn't until the child told me that Toto's parents died in a fire that I kind of put the pieces together. Like it took me a while to put the pieces together because I was in denial. So about the child, they would always switch personalities. Like when Toto wasn't around, they were the nicest, sweetest, most polite child. But when Toto was around, they were very shy, very irritable, and just overall very quiet and antisocial. So now let me tell you the story of what was my final straw, what made me just absolutely run for the hills. Basically, I was over there this one time and all the lights went out. This was in the winter time when the sun set at like 5 o'clock, so it was dark out, but it wasn't too late. And they lived in the country, so there were no street lights or anything like that. It was literally pitch black. So obviously I pull out my phone flashlight, and that's basically all the light that we have. And that's when the possessed child starts... Sorry. Guys, like I really didn't want to make a part 2. I'm getting goosebumps. So the child starts saying things like, "Talk louder, I can't hear you, why are you mumbling?" And I literally was like, who are you talking to? I didn't say anything. I'm absolutely petrified already because the lights went out. I don't know, there's just something about the lights going out that's so creepy. Like, I'm not trying to sit here in the dark. Then the child gets a nosebleed. My heart is racing. I'm having so much anxiety. I'm so scared. I have to leave the room to get a napkin. I bring my phone flashlight with me. I was like, child, sit there in the dark. Guys, I don't think I can finish this story because it's late at night. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to do this tomorrow. So after I left the room to go get a napkin for the kid whose nose was bleeding, remember I started getting that ringing sound in my ears and I was getting very lightheaded as if I had stood up too fast. Like, hold on to the wall in the hallway because I literally thought I was gonna pass out. My vision started to go black and all of a sudden, I feel someone grab me by the shoulders. It didn't feel human. It just felt like this entity, this presence that was grabbing me. I know that sounds insane and I don't know any other way to explain it. That's just how it felt. Kid you not, I was too weak to even turn around and see who it was. I guarantee you, if I had turned around, I would not have liked what I saw. At this point, I'm literally so scared that I just start crying. I'm in this pitch black hallway, paralyzed, blind, deaf, and crying. After about 5 minutes or so, the feeling slowly passes and I'm able to see and hear and walk. Make my way over to the kitchen to grab napkin for the child that I had abandoned in the other room. Guess who is in the living room playing with Toto? Like, I'm done. I'm out of here. Like, I cannot do this anymore. When someone starts banging on the front door, I was too scared to go check who it was, but I also didn't want to stay in the room with Toto and this child. So I went to go like peek through the window to see who it was. It was the mom. I was like, girl, now is not the time for you to be banging on the door. Allegedly, she had forgotten her keys. I was like, now is not the time for this. That was the last time I was there. After that, I never went back. But I did send a very long message to the parents basically saying, I think there's something wrong with your house or your child and you should get it checked out. They didn't like that though.